You know, there are details that we've all overlooked. And when you pay attention to the detail, you go, oh my goodness, that helps me to understand this. And that helps me understand that and that. And then you start making all these connections so that as you read the Bible, you find these things. They're not on the surface. They have to be searched out. You have to consider the words that are used carefully. No word is accidental. God is not like us. We use all kinds of words that don't really fit, and I'm always searching for the right word. God's not like that. He chooses the precise word, like this morning, when the word breathed out that John uses in John 20. That word is never used anywhere else in the New Testament. That's got to be significant. Yeah? You see? And then you look at the words, you look at the patterns of the words, you look at how this thing is structured. That's why chiasms are important, even though I don't understand them altogether, and I still can't see them clearly. That's why typology and symbolism is there in the Scriptures, and you have to know about that or you're not going to understand the Scriptures. That's just all there is to it. This is why we see that we have to study, and as we study more carefully, we find many hidden things. And so we're told, in the Proverbs, remember, we're told that gaining wisdom is like searching for silver. You seek her as silver and search for her as for hidden treasures. Then you will understand the fear of Yahweh and find the knowledge of God. Well, you don't go out searching for silver, with a little garden rake and walk around and see if you can see any on the ground. If there was ever any on the ground, it's been picked up. Where is it? God put it in the earth. He's hidden it along with all kinds of precious metals and jewels. He put it in the earth so that you could find it, so that you can search it out. And that's the way learning His Word is like. Silver is not found on the surface. Understanding wisdom is not found on the surface of the Scriptures. Though what is said on the surface is good, it's all true, but that's not all that's there. Now, you see why. This is why you must understand students of the Scriptures are always going to learn new things from the Bible. Always. It makes Presbyterians just have the vapors. They can't stand the thought of people finding new things in the Bible because the confession has been written. My word, 1647. We can't learn anything after 1647. How ridiculous is that? When you read your Bible and hear this, it's God's glory to hide things, but it's man's glory to search them out. And the point is that we're going to see new things in the Bible that the writers of the assemblies, confession, and catechisms did not know. And that's not because we are smarter than they are. It's not because we're wiser than they are or more holy than they are. It's just because they didn't know it in 1640. They didn't think the way we're thinking in 2014. We think differently. There's a sense in which we are different people. Humanity has changed. The world has changed. And it's helped us to see things that they didn't see. There's so many things they omitted in the confessions. They don't even address them. You can't continue to go back there and live in the 17th century. Otherwise, you're really going to be poor. Jesus told the disciples, this is the way scribes are, faithful scribes. Every scribe instructed according to the kingdom of heaven is like a householder who brings out of his treasures things new and old. We go, no. Every householder is a guy who brings out some things that are old and some things that are really old. That's the way Presbyterians think. That's not what Jesus said. No, if you're a faithful scribe, if you're a faithful student, you're going to see new things and old things. And you're going to bring them both out to profit God's people. Both things will be important. We can't forget the old. We can't be unthankful for the old. We can't reject the old just because it's old. But neither can we expect that that's all we're going to see. We're going to learn new things, and that ought not to surprise us. Indeed, it ought to be something expected in order to stress us that we haven't, that people don't think we should have new confessions and new things about various points of what the Bible teaches and about the theology. For you see, this is exactly what's happened in spite of everything. as time has passed, we've grown in maturity. We have gained the advantage of the insights of those who've gone before us. And perspective is important. You get to stand on their shoulders, you can see further. You know, I was in the parade, but I was on the back row. I mean, I was at the parade on the back row, and there were tall guys in front of me. But when I get to stand on the head of that tall guy, I get to see that parade a lot better than I was seeing it in the back of the room, back of the row. Now you see, that's the way it is for us. We learn lots of new things because we're standing on the old things and the old scribes who have taught us many good things in the past. It's the glory of God to hide things in His Word. It is the glory of you as kings and priests to search them out. And we don't reject things that are new just because they're not in our confessions or that's not what Calvin said. That's not the rule of what is true and right. What is true and right is what's in the Scriptures. And it's part of the glory of God as of God's kings that we search out these things that He's hidden there. And that means we're going to be learning a lot of new things. We're going to be learning a lot of new things about some of the old things. We're going to be able to see the old things more clearly, and we're going to learn some new things that really people haven't thought about, maybe ever. And that's okay, because that's exactly what God expects, and that's what we should expect.